Hey guys, welcome back to beautiful Ohio this Saturday. And we're back here for another project. Now, you know we're working on the drain project, but I kind of realized I need to pull in another project before I get that done. And the reason why is because to do that project, we're gonna have to have a few ton of gravel brought in here. So I'm gonna have to call the gravel company and have them bring a dump truck in here, and hopefully dump in this open area here. Now, the new project I realized I got to do is, if you look behind me here, we got this tree that kind of hangs over the driveway. And, you know, when they bring a dump truck in there and have to raise the bed and such, it's probably going to hit some of those limbs. I don't want to be a bad customer and be scraping up their dump truck and such, or having issues like that. So what I need to do is kind of just clean the area up and those limbs to go ahead and feel free to go ahead and call them to bring the gravel in so we can go ahead and finish on that ditch project. So I want to tell you about something new, and we'll get back to it here in just a second. Okay guys, so we're back now, and as you can see in my hand, I got a new tool. And what we were thinking of when we're going to be cutting these limbs is there's not really a safe way to go ahead and ladder up there with the chainsaw and do it. So you know, I said, what the heck, let's go ahead and get yet another Atlas battery powered tool. This is one tool I thought I really would probably not ever buy from them. I didn't know if I'd ever need such a thing, but since I got the battery and the charger, you go ahead and do this. And I was kind of thinking about some of these battery powered, kits really across multiple manufacturers recently, where they always sell the tool separately and sell the charger and battery separate from those. And I was thinking, well, I don't really know that it creates brand loyalty, but it does give them a competitive advantage when it comes to buying additional tools. So I kind of think that's the logic behind it. Either that, or they don't want you to have 4 chargers and 4 batteries. So yeah, this is the Atlas 80-volt Polesaw. I know they have a 40-volt model and an 80-volt model, and hopefully this is a decent job to go ahead and reach up there. It says it'll reach 15 feet. I think that might cover what we got to do there. I'll stretch out as far as I can to get on it, but hopefully this is the ticket here, and I'll go ahead and we'll get this cleaned up, let you see how I did it, and kind of let you know what I think of the saw. Hopefully it's a glowing review. Important to note, this is not sponsored. This is me buying this tool with my own money and giving you my own fair impression of it. So let me go ahead and break this open here, and hopefully get it together quickly. I know we're gonna have to do some stuff, probably adjust the chain, probably add oil, and hopefully it doesn't take us too long. So we'll be back in a second to I'll show you what we got. All right, guys, I got this all pulled out of the box now, after fighting with it for a little bit, and kind of see what we have here. So what it looks like we have is 3 major pieces here. This appears to be the back area, just kind of like on the trimmer, and the edger has a similar switch with a little safety on it, and your battery receiver here. So same as that. Here is the cutting head. So what you notice here is we got a couple things. One thing I like compared to a lot of chainsaws is I don't need to get a wrench to take this off. It looks like you just let me go ahead and unsheath it here. So it has the bar and chain cover. So that's a pretty aggressive looking 10-inch bar there with chain. But one thing I like about this, it just has a little hand screw here, and with about 100 turns, it'll come off. There you go. So you got access to your motor sprocket and your bar and everything. So that's cool. It's kind of nice to not have to pull out a tool for that. And all right, we're secured there. And then on top here, it looks like you have just a little bar and chain oil chamber here. So that's cool. That's convenient. Everything about that looks good. And all right, and then there's another piece here, which is an optional extension piece you have to have. Now, so one thing I'm seeing is, unlike having a harness like in the middle of your edger and stuff, it looks like this has a little bit of a 3-prong plug inside there. That way it's kind of compatible if you use the extension or not. So let's go ahead and get this assembled and see how long this is. So I am going to use the extension piece because some of those look kind of high up there and I don't want to have to reach too far on it. So it looks like two of these 3 prongs here are kind of elongated, so it kind of tells you which way to put them in here. Looks like they'll go on the top if I have them here, and the top there. Kind of slips right in. Then has this little threaded sleeve here that goes on this threaded male portion here. And with that being said, looks like we have the exact same pieces here. Now, one thing I am going to do is kind of make sure my head is pointed down here. Maybe those, those 2 longer pieces kind of make that automatic. Get this lined up. Put them on the side here so it's not trying to turn on me. Do it like that so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And there are arrows on each of these. There's an arrow on the black pole on each of these, and then there's a little arrow nub on this as well. So if you get the sleeve back like that, you'll be able to see those pretty good. And you'll just be able to thread that on the same way. And that automatically puts it so that if you're holding it like this, you can kind of see your bar will be pointed slightly downward, so it's angled. It's not a straight one. And then also they do provide some bar and chain oil. I don't know if that's enough to fill the reservoir. If not, I got some more. I'll add it. And it looks like there's a shoulder strap for this, which I'll have to jump in the manual and figure out how that wants me to do that. This probably has something to do with it here, this hole. And there's probably a hole somewhere else, so I'll just figure that out. So let me go ahead and get this thing oiled up, get that shoulder strap situated on there, and we'll come back and try to take these limbs out of the way.
Good, yeah.
Pointing right at it. All right, guys, so as you can see, we kind of did a pre-check. We saw a little bit of a partial nest up there. It didn't look like it was established or anything. But we want to make sure there's no baby birds and no eggs in there. So we verified no animals are harmed in the making of this video. So a couple things I want to touch on. I'm going to go ahead and put oil on this. Hopefully it's enough to fill the reservoir one time. And something else I wanted to talk about. Many times I've talked about getting another battery, and I never did. But my son gave me one of the new extreme batteries. They have the 80 volt 4 amp hour or 40 volt 8 amp hour batteries for Christmas. So this thing says it'll do 180 cuts on a charge. I would assume that'd be for the basic battery. We're going to go ahead and use this. I would imagine that this thing running out of power while we're doing our job is highly unlikely, because we're making nowhere near 180 cuts. We're not even making 80 cuts. But yeah, I'll go ahead and put this on. Gonna oil this up, and then we'll get started and let the show begin. Okay, guys, so honestly, I think that's just about perfect. It goes right up to the bottom of the spout there. Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. I was, I have a chainsaw. I was fully prepared to add my own oil and probably have a couple gallons of it. So that wasn't the issue. Let's go ahead and slide this new battery in. Now, I'll give you my first impression of when I pulled that off and felt the chain. It did feel like it might be kind of tight. You know how on a gas chainsaw, that'll usually kill the engine if it's like too tight? I'm not sure. I didn't do any adjustment yet to it because I figure once I start cutting, it's going to stretch a little. It might actually be perfect as long as it doesn't, you know, put excessive wear on the motor. So slide the cover off and see what this thing does. All right, guys. So there really wasn't much to this shoulder strap. This hook kind of slides freely around here. So pretty much this loop is already made. Just kind of clip it on there. So one other thing I did see that was kind of cool, I'll show it to you here. On the opposite side of the cutting head here, when I was reading about fill, there's actually an oil fill gauge on the side of the cutting head, which is pretty cool. Kind of like a clear window you can look through to know how you're doing on oil. That's a pretty neat feature. So let's see how this thing handles. It feels kind of long and elongated when you're holding it like this. You know, there is some weight on that cutting head. So, I don't know if I can kind of see this. I'm going to guess that's probably 13 to 14 feet up there right now. If I didn't have the strap on, I could lift it a little bit higher. So, yeah, we're going to pull the trigger and see what happens, right? So my thoughts are, there's two limbs here. There are two limbs here that I think might get in the way of a dump truck's dump bed raising, where we're going to dump our gravel. So I'm going to trim them back to the edge of the driveway. And there's just some other little low stuff there directly hanging over the driveway that I'll trim the lower stuff there. Whatever I think will fit underneath the dump truck. I don't really know how big of a dump truck they bring some of this in. We're probably only going to get, I don't know, for our drainage project, we're probably going to get a couple ton or a couple yards. But we are going to redo our driveway as well, and actually widen and extend it. So I will be bringing more in when it comes to like crushed limestone. So that'll probably be a bigger truck. We might bring in somewhere between 10 and 20 yards. So anyway, that'll be in the future video. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. All right, so let's take these two out. That was pretty convenient. And okay, so that didn't take out all of that one. I thought they were all connected, but they're not. We'll pull down here. All right, so now I'm going to try to take out this limb here. And I'll be honest, the shoulder strap is kind of getting in my way. It might be a little bit easier just to use it without it for this. See if I can reach that. Oh yeah. All right. So you see those cut pretty quickly. The thickest one of those is probably between 1.5 inches and 2 inches. Cut almost immediately. Cut a nice clean cut, which is good. A little trim here. And we're gonna take some of this stuff hanging out a little lower. Now, obviously, you need to exercise some good safety practices here. If you're cutting down something you're underneath, number one, it should not be big. Number two, make sure the blade stays in contact with the wood. Let's see. and maybe a little bit more of this, I think it will be okay. Maybe. Well, it definitely cuts nice, guys. I'll tell you that. See if I can even reach that. All right. All right, I think I need to just trim these two little ones. And this one here, the rest of this vine, if I can reach it. Well, was hanging on that or what? There we go. All right, guys, I think that'll do it. Well, that was fun. Cuts pretty easy, guys. You can see me grinning. I'm pretty happy about it, actually. That cuts really quick and nice. I imagine if you keep the chain tightened and sharpened, keep it oiled up, and keep your battery on full power. Yeah, this thing I'll be doing a lot of trimming around stuff with this. I want to probably take some limbs off of around my shed, stuff that's kind of just hanging on the roof. Probably even limb some things that are usually hanging over our house roof. It's just a ranch home, so pretty easy to do. Almost probably like a 212 pitch, so it's not even really steep. Pretty much a walkable roof. So I should be able to take some of those limbs out, maybe keep ants and hickory nuts off of there. But yeah, this tool is pretty awesome. I am 100% happy with this one. Now, they do it, like I said, they do have a 40 volt model. This is the 80 volt model. I could have bought the 40 volt model at the first store I went to, because they didn't have the 80 volt model. But after thinking that if I have a potential of 80 volts of power for 4 amp hours, I might as well just get the full use and full power out of it, right? Full power. So got the 80 volt one. I'm pretty happy with it. You saw I was able to reach pretty high on that. And I think we have it trimmed easily enough for a dump truck to get under without too many complaints from the driver. So I think the next video we'll be getting some gravel in here and that drainage sock and taking care of that drain thing, getting it put back together. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you like this tool. We got a pretty good set of Atlas tools going on right now. All right, guys, so the final verdict on this product, 1 to 5 stars, 5 being the best, 1 being the lowest. We've only made about 8 or so cuts with it, but I will say so far it's a strong 5. It's not too heavy to hold. It's nice and sharp. It cuts quick. It's quiet. Now, I have read on other reviews something about oil potentially leaking from these if they're not stored properly. So, like I said, I will be trying to keep this head up and such so that we don't leak any oil. I don't know if that's a problem all the time or just with some models or situations. But that's something I'll probably be storing correctly from the beginning. Shoulder strap. If you're cutting in the right area, it might be good for you. Like I said, it kind of got in the way. If you're trying to lift the thing up and cut some high limbs, it kind of just gets in the way and kind of constricts you. And I don't really know this taking up that much weight off you when it only weighs, probably 10 to 15 pounds at most. So other than that, guys, I'm going to call this for now. For the first time, tentative first impressions. We'll give this one a 5 star. So once again, now we got the Polesaw, the Atlas edger, the Atlas trimmer, the Atlas leaf blower. So we kind of have a full array of their tools now, with only a couple others outstanding. I probably never will buy the push mower theirs just because of how much grass we have out here and the kind of tractors that we have to take it away to cut the grass with. So yeah, this might be this might be it. This might be the completion of a full set of hand power tools from them for me. We need to do a little bit of cleanup. I think I'll do it by hand. I could have brought the tractor out, but once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This is not just a tool review video. This is really, like I said, it's about prepping for the next step. And sometimes you realize that you do have other projects that kind of have to get in before you do what you do. If this works out with this gravel supplier that's pretty local to our house, I want to use them again and again. So I don't want to create a situation the first time out where they're dealing with limbs, getting their dump trucks all scratched up and such. And yeah, I just don't want to be a bad customer. So be a good customer if that's any tip for you. Once again, thank you for watching. And like this, if you're into Atlas Power Tools, into the drainage project we're doing, share it if you have anyone who's interested in getting a fair, honest, unsponsored review of these products. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the notification bell to make sure you see our new any new tool review videos, the continuation of our projects. If you're into tractors, definitely tune into what we're doing. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Our channel's grown a lot recently. We appreciate it so much. I think our channel has, I don't know, in my opinion, entered the new stage now where we are we're really going to try to take this maybe more seriously than just a hobby. Try to get content out to you guys more regularly, and hopefully you guys are seeing that and appreciate it, and you know we're doing it for you. So thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you next time on Tractors, Trails, and Living Free.